Hello everyone, welcome back. 今天呢，我们要聊一个很多人听过，但其实并不太了解的职位 Project Manager， 也就是项目经理。很多人以为 Project Manager 就是管人的，其实不是。你可以这样理解，如果一家公司要推出一个新产品，比如说一家互联网公司上线了一个新的功能，或者一家初创公司要做一场市场的推广活动，背后一定会有一个人负责协调时间表、资源、预算以及不同部门之间的沟通，确保所有人都朝着同一个目标前进。那背后的这个人呢，就是项目经理 Project Manager。Project management 本质上就是 making sure the right thing get done by the right people at the right time， 也就是确保正确的事情由正确的人在正确的时间完成。那什么样的背景可以做项目经理呢？其实非常广泛，你可以来自商科、工程或者 IT， 甚至是设计、传播、教育背景，只要你擅长组织沟通，并且推动事情落地，你就有机会成为一个好的 project manager。很多留学生或者想跨行业转型的人也都可以做 project manager， 因为在真实的职场中 project management 的核心不在于你懂多少技术，而在于你能不能理解问题、拆解目标，并带着不同的人一起去把事情做完。那今天呢，我会模拟面试官和应聘者的对话，让你了解 Project Management 到底在做什么，以及英文面试时这些问题该怎么回答。我们现在呢，以一个市场营销毕业的学生正在面试互联网公司的 Marketing Project Manager 为例。Let's get started. Hi, welcome to today's interview. You're applying for the Project Manager role. Great to have you here. Let's start with something simple. Can you walk me through your resume? Sure, I'd be happy to walk you through my resume.I graduated with a degree in marketing where I focused on digital strategy and brand management. During university, I led a student marketing team to organize a cross-campus campaign. That's where I learned to manage timelines, coordinate creative and analytics team, and work toward measurable goals. After graduation, I joined a tech startup as a marketing associate. I managed several digital campaigns using agile principles,tracking deliverables on Asana, running quick iterations on ad creatives, and working closely with data analysts to optimize ROI. Most recently, I led a product launch campaign that boosted user signups by 25%. I enjoyed connecting creative ideas with data-driven execution, and that's what motivated me to pursue a marketing project manager role at your company. What does project management mean to you?To me, project management is about turning market strategies into measurable results. It's a process of planning, organizing, and aligning cross-functional teams, from creatives to engineers, to deliver campaigns on time, on brand, and within budget. It's not just managing tasks, but managing communication and expectations between different teams. In marketing, that often means balancing creativity with structure, using frameworks like agile for testing and iteration,and waterfall for larger campaign milestones. You mentioned agile and waterfall. Let's say your team is used to a waterfall process, but you want to move to agile. How would you manage that transition? That's a great question. In my experience, marketing teams often start from a more linear campaign style process, similar to waterfall. When I introduced the agile elements, I didn't force a full switch. Instead, I followed a gradual approach.First, I started by educating the team. I ran a short workshop to explain what agile means for marketing teams, faster testing, real-time feedback, and shorter review cycles. I focused on the why, not just the how. Second, I proposed a pioneer project. For example, we took one upcoming ad campaign and ran it with weekly sprints and quick stand-ups. The goal was to test the creatives and the audience segments faster.Bringing in flexibility and transparency without overwhelming the team. Third, after a few sprints, I gathered feedback from the team and the stakeholders, what worked, what didn't, and adjusted our workflow before scaling it to other campaigns. As a result, the team saw that agile didn't mean chaos. It actually improved transparency and flexibility. Within a few months, we adopted a hybrid model, combining agile sprints for creative testing with waterfall milestones for campaign launches.How do you usually kick off a new project? When kicking off a new campaign, I follow a structured approach. First, I define the campaign scope. What's a goal, what's a target audience, and what are the success metrics? For example, in my last campaign, the objective was to increase app installs by 20%, focusing on first-time users. Next, I identify stakeholders, creatives, media buyers, engineers for landing pages, and data analysts. Then I plan the workflow using Agile for creative testing and Waterfall for production milestones. We used Trello to track tasks and held weekly stand-ups to ensure alignment. Finally, I established leading and training indicators. Leading indicators like add CTR or sprint deliverables, and the training ones like conversion rate or post-launch ROI. Tell me about a time you had a plan but encountered some obstacles. What did you do about it? I was managing a product launch campaign with a 1-month deadline. Our goal was to increase user engagement through a social media and influencer campaign. Midway through, one of our key influencer contracts got delayed. I quickly reprioritized the tasks, shifted our media budget toward in-house content, coordinated with the design team to create more short-form videos, and updated stakeholders about the change. We still launched on time and achieved 22% engagement increase, exceeding our initial goal. Tell me about the time you used analytics to make a decision. In one campaign, we had to decide which audience segment to prioritize for retargeting ads. I used the RISE framework, scoring each option by reach, impact, confidence, and effort. For example, one segment had higher reach but lower engagement, while another was smaller but more likely to convert. After scoring, we focused on the high conversion segment first, which helped us achieve a 15% higher ROI. What I learned is that analytics help marketing teams make creative choices grounded in data, not just intuition. And finally, how do you measure project success? I combine leading and training indicators. Leading indicators tell me if we are on track, like ad click-through rate, creative approval progress, or weekly task completion. Training indicators measure the actual outcome, for example, conversion rate, customer acquisition cost, or overall ROI after launch. Together, they help me ensure we are not just busy, we are effective. 所以这就是一个 Marketing Project Manager 面试的事例。你可以看到啊 ，PM 的工作并不只是执行任务，而是理解怎么计划、怎么沟通、怎么调整。在刚才的英文面试中，我们提到了几个很关键的 Project Management 的词汇，比如说 agile、waterfall 以及 scope、time、cost 这些都是项目管理中非常常见的术语。如果你对这方面感兴趣，未来想从事相关的项目管理的工作，可以先了解起来。下一期呢，我会跟大家分享英文面试中常见的题型，还有怎么去组织答案。欢迎大家继续关注职业留学，咱们下期见。